The following question reads, exactly 8 books, F, G, H, I, K, L, M, O, are placed on a bookcase with exactly 3 shelves, the top shelf, the middle shelf, and the bottom shelf. At least 2 books are placed on each shelf. The following conditions must apply. Okay, so we have the following books, F, G, H, I, K, L, M, O. We have a top shelf, a middle shelf, and a bottom shelf. We know each shelf has at least 2 books placed on it. So we have 8 books. We know we have at least 2 on each shelf, so that's 6. So we have 2 more to place. So our distribution is going to look something like this: 2, 2, 4, or 2, 3, 3. All right, let's go to the rules. Rule number 1, more of the books are placed on the bottom shelf than the top shelf. Okay, so rule number 1, we have more books on the bottom shelf than we do on the top shelf. So looking at our distributions, that means we're either going to have 4 books on the bottom and 2 on the top, or we're going to have 3 on the bottom and 2 on the top. So no matter what, we know that the top shelf is only going to have 2 books. So we're going to place a vertical line here to symbolize that there are no more books. And no matter what, the bottom shelf is going to have at least 3 books. So we can place one more line here to show that there is at least 1 more book. Now let's go to rule number 2. I is placed on the middle shelf. Okay, so you know the middle shelf has I. Okay, so we'll put I here. Rule number 3, K is placed on a higher shelf than F. Okay, so because this is vertical, we're going to draw it that way, where we have K is going to be above F. So that means that F is not going to be on the top shelf and K is not going to be on the bottom shelf. All right, rule number 4, O is placed on a higher shelf than L. Okay, so O is on a higher shelf than L. So likewise, we can't have L on the top and we can't have O on the bottom. And rule number 5, F is placed on the same shelf as M. So we have F on the same shelf as M. We can combine rules 5 and 3 to say, okay, well, we have M here, meaning M also has K above it, so M likewise can't be on the top shelf. Now, that restricts us to having our FM block either in the middle or on the bottom. So let's draw these options out. So we have our first option where we have FM in the middle, so that's 3, because we have I and then FM. And this puts us in our 2, 3, 3 distribution, so our bottom will also have 3. Now we also have our option with our FM block on the bottom, and we can have our FM block on the bottom in a 2, 3, 3 distribution, or we can have our FM on the bottom in a 2, 2, 4 distribution. Okay, so in our first option, since we know K is above F, we have K here, and we know O is above L, so we have O here, L here, and then G and H are left over. Now, in our second option, we know since K is above F, we don't have K here, and since O is above L, we don't have O here. And likewise, same goes for these guys. We don't have K or O, no K, and no O. All right, so those are our deductions, our rules, and our setup. Let's go ahead and hit the questions.